Gotta make sure I got my Gatorade, bro. It's hot as hell outside today. What is going on, guys? David Productions 345 here. Yes, I am back. Yes, I'm wearing this cool ass sombrero. Anyways, without further ado, guys, it is hot as hell outside. It is around almost 90 degrees. And yes, this video is titled Top 5 Things to Do in the Summer to Make Sure Your Hemi is Staying Cool. And make sure your Dodge Charger is staying cool, whether you have a V6, Hemi, whatever. So, without further ado, guys, let's jump right into the video. Yes, I've been kind of on a hiatus of reviewing products. That's my alter ego, I guess. But check out those videos. Bunch of cool stuff going on there. Yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's get right into this video. So this is my 2014 Dodge Charger RT Max all-wheel drive. I've owned this car for 24, 25, almost 2 years, and I've owned Chargers for 5 years now, almost 6. Crazy to think about. In that 6-year period, my car's been overheated, my car's been almost overheated, my car's been too cold because it's not been warming up, and I've kind of like come to a consensus, especially in the warm weather. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys some tips and tricks I've figured out to make sure your vehicle is staying cool. So we're going to be going over 5 with some bonuses, obviously, because that's just how I am. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. Okay, so tip number 1 is going to be not idling your vehicle as much, which means if you're sitting in a parking lot busting down a McChicken, turn your car off. I mean, yes, I know you're going to be sweating, but like, here's the problem, right? When you're sitting there idling, your temps are going to keep climbing up and up, especially when it's like 90 degrees outside. Like, I've seen my temps hit like 200, and it's crazy because before, guys, like my temps were hitting 230, 225, and it'll still do that. But when I'm idling now, I either turn my fan off with my windows open and I'm just chilling, or if it's like for a few minutes, it's like whatever. But if you're sitting there for like 15, 20 minutes, don't expect if you have your AC on, guys, just be mindful of your temperature, because that's going to rise up very quickly, even if you have the 180 thermostat, because that doesn't help when you're stationary. So it does help, but it doesn't. Like, your car's going to still get up in temperature, especially when it's crazy outside with the sun. So that's tip number 1. Be wary of your idling, basically. I mean, it makes sense. Like, you don't want to be sitting there and then all of a sudden you look down and your thing's saying 235. You're like, yo, you were just at 190. Like, what's going on? It's just because of these temperatures. There's nothing wrong with your car. Just when it gets hot like this, guys, you're going to want to make sure, obviously, drink a lot of water. Make sure you have water on you. But idling will keep your car potentially overheating when it's in the sun. Tip number 2 is to make sure to keep coolant in the back of your vehicle. So why did I mention this? Because a lot of times I would check my coolant level and it'll be low just because it's hot outside. Either my car is leaking or something, but I do have a bottle back here. Mopar coolant, let's go. Yeah, definitely recommend just keeping one in your trunk, because you never know when you'll need it. And obviously you can put regular water in your car to get home, but I wouldn't recommend it, because then you have to reflush the system again just to make sure that that's not in there, especially if it gets cold, because then it'll turn to ice. Distilled water, I'm pretty sure you can mix that with the non-mixed version of the coolant. I'm 100% sure it's like a 50-50 that you make yourself. It's like you buy the coolant that's not mixed up. I forget what it's called. It's like the non-diluted stuff, just the straight up stuff, and you mix with distilled water. I buy the 50-50 premix. I don't have to do any of that. I can just pour it on in. So there's 2 different kinds of coolant for the Mopars, from 11 to 14. They use like the reddish stuff. In the later years, like mine, use the pink stuff. So be mindful of that. It was like Hope versus Oat. So just make sure you're looking that up to make sure you got the right stuff. It's weird. My 13 was like kind of like in the middle year. So I'm pretty sure I used the stuff I'm using for this 14, but either way, if you do a flush, it doesn't matter. Let me stop yapping. That's tip number 2. Have coolant in your vehicle ready on demand. Alrighty, guys, tip number 3. When you're driving crazy, like you're doing burnouts and stuff, sometimes what I do is I turn off the AC, I turn the heat on, just so, yes, it's kind of sucks for the video sometimes. Like, you guys would see my face sometimes dripping in sweat, but it would make sure the car doesn't get up in temps as much. It would still get up in temps, but not as quickly. And it honestly helps, especially if you're aggressively driving, like burnouts and stuff, because obviously heat soak was a big problem in these cars. That's why a lot of people recommend the 180 thermostat, which will be my next point. But I'm just saying, making sure, like, there's ways around your car overheating. And one of them is just to have the heat on. And obviously it's contrary to popular belief. A lot of people are like, I don't want to be sweating my ass off in the summer. That makes sense. But I'm just saying, guys, it's definitely worth it when you're doing a bunch of videos. Like, a lot of the times when me and my friend Dom were out filming these burnout videos and stuff for hours, we'd be driving around for hours, getting a bunch of little clips here and there. The car would be getting beat on pretty hard, my red car. And we'd be having the heat on and turning the AC off while we're doing it, just so the car doesn't have to work as hard. Obviously, it'll make you sweat, but if you want to have fun, it's definitely worth it. So that's one of the points as well, just making sure that the heat is on. And it's crazy because a lot of people are like, I don't want to be sweating, I'm not doing that. But for you, I'm sorry, but that's just what we do, me and my friend, and it helps keep the temperatures on. So the next point is going to be getting a 180-degree thermostat. A lot of people say this should be number one. Yes and no. The reason is because even if your car is just sitting, the 180 can't, like, it doesn't really do anything for that. What you could do is get an upgraded fan assembly. So I'm going to pair that with a 180, just because a 180 thermostat with the cooling fans is like it's like a two-parter. You can do both or you can just do one. I just did the 180 thermostat. My old car had to replace the fan because it started smoking. It felt like it was going to blow up. Well, this is not good. But pairing them together is nice because then you get better airflow. The 180 just is awesome, especially in the summer. It keeps my temps from 185, which is crazy. When it's hot as hell outside like this, I will see my temps get up to 196, 198 max. I've seen it go over 200 when I'm just idling, obviously, which is why I said earlier, make sure your car isn't idling the whole time. But honestly, guys, it's awesome. I've been having, I've had this thermostat in for probably about a year to a year and a half, I'm pretty sure. And it's had no issues for me. A lot of people say they go out pretty quickly. I've had very good luck with it, maybe because I installed it like a genius. Yeah, and so the clip of me absolutely dropping the whole bag of coolant. Go quick. But yeah, this really good combo for you guys, just to make sure your car is staying cold and staying cooler. And yeah, guys, I mean, I feel like driving these cars, before I had the 180, my temps would be in the 200s easily. When I got the 180 thermostat and I switched out my fan, my temps are better because I tuned it. I did 180, 183 for the medium and 188 for the high-speed fans, both AC on and off, just to get the maximum performance. And that's how you do it. That's what I was looking up. I seen in a thread those were some of the best numbers to do for low, medium, and high-speed fans. And I said, why not? Let's try it out. And it's been working out pretty well for me. So there's that. The next tip is parking your car in the shade. It's kind of self-explanatory. If you can find shade, why not? Especially, I have a black car. This car heats up super fast. So parking in the shade is awesome. You guys will want to know why I'm in the shade right now? It's so my car doesn't overheat, so I don't sunburn and look like Mr. Krabs. And so everybody's happy, basically. That's the reason. Park in the shade, keep it in the shade. That's kind of like more of a simple tip, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of, that could be like a bonus tip. But I feel like it's a good idea. The next point I'm going to say is to get a Hellcat airbox, because the tube goes from the grill. Let me flip the camera. Give me 1 second, guys. So with the Hellcat airbox, the tube goes from here. Let me pop the hood. Not sponsored, but I need this in this weather. Looks like my coolant too. All right, so the Hellcat airbox specifically, there's a tube here that gets routed through here, and then the stock airbox is right here. Imagine this is the stock one. There's a hole in the front of it. You put the tube in, it's covered, it's a closed box, so all the air is coming from the front and underneath, like underneath here, like in the V or the triangle shaped thing under here. That thing will pull in colder air. And I'm telling you guys, it definitely keeps your temps lower. I don't have it now because this car came with this intake, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep it on here, whatever. But I will say the Hellcat airbox does wonders. Because guys, think about it like this, right? There's another source of air being sucked in through here when you're driving. So it's like funnels it into there, and it's perfect. Thank you, Bird, for being in my video. I appreciate it. The Hellcat airbox definitely helps because it's just another source of air. It's like, why do you think Dodge made the holes in the headlights for the Challenger? That's the reason, is because of that. Just get the air routed right into the intake system. And yeah. Also guys, look at how simple the thermostat install is. It's literally right here. It's 2 bolts, pop it out, put a new one in. The fan is right here. It's very simple. A lot of people say that the fan is hard to get out. In my red car, I got it out pretty easily. I wiggled it out. It might have been because my car was in a wreck, so the engine might have been shifted back a little bit. Haven't done this fan yet, but I don't know for sure. I just feel like the fan is easily accessible, so that's a good idea as well. Also guys, make sure you're up to date on your water pump. Make sure that's not leaking. Obviously check your coolant system. That's the next tip. Check your coolant system, because like, look at me right now, right? We got coolant in there. Sometimes you like don't even pay attention to this, and then you're like, wait, why is this all the way down here? And you're like, okay, that's not good. So make sure to check your coolant system. But there's that. Like literally the next tip, as I said before, just check for leaks. Make sure you're not leaking anything, especially when the weather gets hot outside. You don't want to be caught lacking on the side of the road. And honestly guys, like right now, I'm just chilling here filming this video, but like, I don't want to be driving my car super hard and then just leaving it running. Like, it's cool and all, but when it gets hot outside, I just feel bad. Like, I feel like it's... Guys, I'm telling you, give me one sec. That one time where my car got up to 252, and look, it's gonna rain soon. As soon as I start filming a video, the weather's like, no, we're gonna rain. So what happened was, me and my friend Dom were driving for a few hours, burnouts or whatever. We did one, or he did one burnout, crazy long burnout. Then we keep going, and then all of a sudden my temp is at 252. We see the gauge and we're like, yo.
Whoa, hang on, hold up. Whoa. Engine, hang on.
What the hell? Uh-oh. Oh shit. I'm telling you guys, this is no joke. You do not want these cars to be getting up there in temperatures, because you can start warping the heads, and you don't want to do that. I think my red car might have a bad head gasket. I don't know. I don't think it does, but there might be a small chance because of that time. And ever since then, it never was the same. Even before like that other accident where it got totaled out, the car would sometimes still get up in temps. Kind of weird. I would see it creeping out like 235. I'm like, yo, like what's going on? Like I'm just cruising. Like I gotta chill. Like guys, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I love one of these cars. I've owned 2 of them. It's my second one. The hood is cool too. That's a bonus tip. Get a cool vented hood so more air can be extracted in the heat extractors right here. But like the hood scoop, more air can be pulled in. Anyways, I'm just trying to make sure you guys can justify to your significant other, like, oh, getting a new hood will keep my coolant temps down. They might. Honestly guys, what I can also say is little things like the fog lights here. Let me see if I can show you guys. But the fog lights have like a hole to be routed for the air. So obviously there's just another way for air to get in here. The main important thing is just airflow. So if you have a good amount of airflow, your car can stay cooler. And honestly, I'm all for it. I'm all for keeping this car pristine. And obviously guys, I love this thing, so I don't want this thing to overheat and be messed up, because then I have to rebuild it, which is cool and all, but at the same time it's expensive. So honestly guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a quick video on some tips to keep your Charger Challenger 300 cooler in the summer. They're not guaranteed, but I've used all of them and they've worked. So besides the upgraded radiator fan to the 2 fans, haven't done that yet. When my fan goes out, if it does, I'm probably gonna do what I did last time and just get the single fan upgraded version with the brushless motor. So anyways guys, without further ado, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Shout out to Raven, she's awesome. Make sure your vehicle is tip-top shape, keep it cool. Have a fun summer guys. I'll see you guys next week for the next video. And without further ado, me and Raven, we'll catch you all later. Peace out guys.